Hey, what's up? My name is JD Garza Valencia. I am a career advisor at Cal Poly Humboldt. Outside of working in higher education, I am a singer-songwriter. I've been doing that for several years. And I also am the founder of Daisy Crew shows. I book local and touring acts up here in Humboldt County. My sister sort of fashioned my love for music and wanting to play. Third grade, I think, when my sister was in fifth grade, and she brought home the flutophones or the recorders, and she didn't really like it that much, or at least I don't think she did. And so I picked it up. I looked at that little music sheet and started learning on my own. But then when I got into fifth grade, I learned how to play the saxophone, and once I learned that kind of basic music, I taught myself how to play guitar. My sister had a guitar that she wasn't using. For my 8th grade year, I went to my first hardcore show in Corcoran, California. And I remember thinking two things. One is watching the bands and saying, that's gonna be me, I wanna do that. And then the other thought that came to mind was, I also want to bring bands here. Daisy Crew shows started, I'd say technically in September of 2022, but it really started out of kind of moving out to the area, to Humboldt County, and really just wanting to be involved in the music scene a little more than just playing shows. But a little selfishly, I wanted to show my friends back home in the Fresno area what Humboldt County was like. And so it was my way of trying to get my friends to come up and play shows. Daisy Crew it was my merchandise as a singer-songwriter. So when I didn't want to put my name on a shirt or on patches. It felt weird to have people walk around with my initials, with Daisy Crew as like my brand, or as fans of JD, that's kind of what I would have considered it. But it sort of started to pick up on its own. People really liked the phrase Daisy Crew. People really like daisies, and yeah, so I figured if I'm going to start booking shows, I don't want my name JD up at the top of flyers. I'd rather that be a representation of what of that business. Booking shows is our primary service, but the goal here, I have several goals, but one of them being that I want Daisy Crew to act as a resource. So when we're booking shows, it's not just scheduling the date, getting bands to play, they play, and then it's done. I want Daisy Crew to act as a resource to support our local community and the people that live here. There are a lot of people that are interested in being in bands or making music, and I'd say even more so here in Humboldt County. There are a lot of creative people just looking for an outlet, and so when I say a resource, I want to support folks that are getting their start. So some of the ways that we're addressing that need is I've started a local music meetup in partnership with Pinup Presents. It's an event where people that are involved or adjacent to the music scene. You don't have to be a musician, but it's an opportunity for folks that are journalists or PR specialists or photographers, graphic designers, sound engineers, recording artists. There's a lot of folks that are involved in the music scene that are not just on stage. And so I want to get folks and foster a space for people to be able to learn from one another, learn what people are doing and what their involvement is, but then also to be able to collaborate with each other. And as far as, I mentioned it a little earlier about kind of the intention behind what I'm trying to do, whether it's as a career advisor at the university or working in Daisy Crew. I mentioned kind of wanting to make sure that people have access and to these opportunities, and even more so, I would say that Daisy Crew shows is advocating for inclusive and safe spaces, and that does not just mean that our spaces are anti-racist and anti-homophobia and anti-transphobia and anti all of these isms that exist in our society, but that it's not just about being a safe space for people to attend and watch the shows. These safe spaces transcend onto the stage as well. These are inclusive stages that we're trying to cultivate. And so for individuals of color and individuals who are a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, we want you on our stages, and we want you involved, because music is about music and participating in these music scenes, whether as a musician or photographer. Music is about sharing your perspective and sharing what you see, and that is beautiful in the world. And so I think that what we're trying to do with Daisy Crew is make sure that the spaces are inclusive, not just for attendees, but for people that are trying to get involved in whatever community or whatever identity that you come to us with.